Hi, in this video we are going to use the MikroTik container package to host a website. I'll show you the full process of installing and running an Nginx container directly on your MikroTik router. And this isn't just about a local host. We will make it publicly accessible on your own domain and secure it with HTTPS using Cloudflare. I'm Ramtin and this is NetAdmin Hub. If you want more tutorials like this, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now let's dive into the configuration. So as you can see here, I have my resume in HTML format and I want to host it on my MikroTik like a website so users can access it via my provided domain. Here you can see I've installed MikroTik CHR on a cloud server. Here in System and then Resources, you can see the CPU architecture is x86. It's CHR and I've updated my RouterOS to the latest version. If you have MikroTik router, the steps are exactly the same, so you can follow along and host a website on your router. There is no difference at all. Just a quick reminder that MikroTik just supports this container package on these CPU architectures. As you can see, ARM64 and x86. And also you need to update your RouterOS to version 7.5 or later. Okay, so beforehand, make sure your router CPU is compatible with container package. Okay, let's review the whole process and then start. First of all, you need to harden your router to prevent unauthorized access. One of the most important steps is to disable unnecessary services here. So in IP menu and then services, you need to disable all unwanted services. And as you can see, I've also changed the default Winbox and HTTP port here. Also, one of the best practices to maintain security is to create another full access user account and then disable default admin account. So to host a website on your router, first of all, you need to install and activate container package. So you can see here in System and then Packages, I don't have it yet. If I click check for updates, you can see it's not installed. So first we need to install and activate the container package, and then we need to configure networking for these containers, and then we need to run Nginx as a web server to host our website. Let's start with installing the container package. As you can see, my RouterOS version is 7.20.2. It's the latest version by now. So I need to download container package for my exact version and for my CPU architecture, which is x86. Let's navigate to MikroTik website and in Software tab and then Download Archive, I can find my version. Here is 7.20.2. Under x86, somewhere here, I can find all packages. Here you can see all packages for x86. I need to download this one and then extract it. Here in Downloads, I need to extract this zip folder and I need to drag and drop container package to my Winbox. Here, as you can see in my Files menu, the container package is here. So let's go to System and then Reboot and click OK. OK, router is rebooted and you can see in Packages list, the container is here. Also, you can see container is in my menu, but we don't have access to containers yet. The functionality is disabled by default. You can see here in terminal with this command, system, device mode, and then print. It shows the container functionality is disabled. So we need to activate it with a command. The command is system and then device mode and then update container to yes. It says I have 5 minutes to manually turn off my MikroTik and then turn it on to activate this functionality. If you have a MikroTik router, there is a button on it and you need to just press it. Since I have a cloud server here, I need to do it in my provider's web console here in Power and in Power Cycle. Just wait for a few seconds and then we will continue. Okay, it's booted up again and let's get this report again. It shows the container functionality is enabled now. So the next step is to configure networking for the containers here. So we need to create a bridge interface here. In the bridge menu, in the first tab, I need to create a new one, and let's name it bridge1-container. Okay, let's set an IP address for this new interface. Here in IP and then addresses, I need to add a new address on this bridge interface. You can use any private IP address here. I choose 172.17.0.1/24. Okay, it's done. And for the next step, we need to create a virtual interface for the container. So let's go to interfaces and then VETH tab. Create a new interface. Let's name it VETH1-Nginx. And for the IP address, I choose 172.17.0.2 for this container, okay? And the gateway will be the IP of the bridge interface, okay? It's done. And for the next step, we need to add this virtual interface to the bridge interface. So here in bridge, in the second tab, I need to add this VETH interface to the bridge, okay? It's done. And for the last step of networking configuration of the containers, I need to create a masquerade rule so containers have internet access. So let's go to IP and then firewall. In the second tab, NAT, I need to create a new rule. The chain will be source NAT, and I can limit the source address to containers network address. The last octet will be 0, and I can limit the outgoing interface. You can see here in IP and then addresses, my WAN interface is Ether1. Yup, so outgoing interface will be here Ether1, and the action is masquerade. Okay, for now the networking configuration is done, but we need to get back here in a few minutes. So networking is done. Let's go to container configuration. Here in container menu, I have some tabs, and for the first step, I need to do some basic configs for containers on MikroTik. Here in config button, I have a new window. For the first step, I need to set registry URL. If you want to use Docker registry, the URL is HTTPS registry-1.docker.io. This is the Docker registry URL. I will put it in the description so you can copy and paste. But for an unknown reason, I can't access to Docker registry from this specific cloud server. So I'm using a Docker mirror here, and I will paste it here. I don't need username and password for this registry. It is a public registry, but if you want, you can enter your Docker username and password here, so it prevents the strange errors like 401 or 403. So if you face such errors, enter your username and password here. Let's create a temporary directory for the image layers here. Let's name it temp, and that's all. The settings is done, and the next step is to create a mount. Mount is some kind of mapping between my MikroTik file system and a directory inside the container. So first of all, I need to upload my HTML file here on my MikroTik file system, and then I need to create that mount. So let's get back here, and in my desktop, here is my resume. Let's rename it to index.html. Okay. So let's upload it on the Winbox. In the files menu, I have my index.html. Let's place it into a folder. Create a new directory. Let's name it HTML, and it's done. And I need to drag and drop this HTML file under this HTML directory. So in this HTML directory, we have this file. I need to map this specific folder to a specific folder inside the container, which is related to Nginx config. Nginx expect the HTML file to be in that location. Okay, so let's get back here to mounts tab and create new mount. Let's name it Nginx, and the source will be the HTML directory. I can select this arrow icon and select this HTML directory here as source, and the destination is /usr/share/nginx, Nginx, and then HTML. Okay, that's all. The mount is created, and the last step is to create our container. Okay, so let's get to the first step and create the container. Let's name it Ramtin-resume, and we need remote image, which is Nginx. The image name of Nginx is Nginx. We don't need to use tag. If we don't use tag, automatically it uses the latest. Okay, so root dir will be Ramtin-resume, and interface is this VETH that we just created in the previous step. Host name is Ramtin-resume. We don't need DNS. For mount, I selected the Nginx mount that we just created, and I need logging. If you check this one in this tab here, log, you can see the logs from inside the container, and it's very useful. I recommend to use this option. Okay, and if you choose this one, start on boot, if your router turn off and turns back on, the container automatically boots up. So let's click apply. You can see here at bottom left that it is extracting, and actually it is pulling the image from the registry. Also, you can see here in files menu and in this temp directory that the image is downloading. Okay, it's done. You can see the status is stopped and the container is created here. We can now start it. I started the container here, and you can see it is running now. So in the logs tab, you can see the logs from inside the container. That's all. Our Nginx is now working, and we expect this MikroTik serve our website. But don't forget another networking configuration here. We need another NAT rule, but this time destination NAT, because MikroTik doesn't know that the incoming traffic for the website is belong to which component inside this network. So we need to create a destination NAT to resolve this problem. IP and then firewall and then NAT. Let's create a new NAT rule. In general tab, I'll select destination NAT, and the interface, incoming interface will be Ether1, which is my WAN interface, and the protocol is TCP. Destination port will be 80, which is the default HTTP port. And for the action is destination NAT here. The address is the container address. You know, it's 172.17.0.2, and the port is 80. Nginx container is listening on port 80. That's all. So we expect this website to be served from outside. Let's copy this server's public IP and test it on Firefox. You can see Nginx is giving me response, but there is a problem inside the container. It seems there is a permission problem, and we can resolve it. But let's take a look here in my NAT rule. The traffic is forwarded by this NAT to the container, so everything is working fine. But there is a small problem inside the container, and it's related to the permission of HTML file. Let's resolve it by entering to the container shell. Here in terminal, I can go to container menu and then enter print command. You can see there is only one container here with this ID. The ID is 0. So let's enter to the container terminal with this command, shell 0. Okay, now we are in container, and you can confirm it by this command, cat/etc/os release. It shows that is a Debian Linux and the version is 13, and the Nginx configuration file is in etc Nginx. Okay, let's list the items here. Let's open this configuration file with command vi conf.d. I don't have vi application here. Let's update this Debian repository and install Nano instead. Nano is a famous file editor in Linux systems. Okay, apt update and apt install nano-y. Okay, it's done, and let's open this conf.d, nanoconf.d. It is a directory, guys. Let's get back here and let's change directory into conf.d and list the items here. There is a default.conf file here. Let's open this one, default.conf. You can see the expected path from this Nginx is usr/share/nginx/html. So our configuration, our mount is fine. It seems there is a permission problem. Let's get back here and let's go to /usr/share/nginx and then list the items here. There is our HTML directory. If I enter ls-la, I can see the permissions of this directory. Let's change it, chmod 755 to HTML directory, and it's done. To making sure, after closing the terminal, I need to stop and then start the container again. You can see it here. I stopped this container. It is now stopped, and then I start it again, and let's test it again. It seems the problem was from the permission. You can see my website is served and it is working very well. So for the first step, we can access to my resume from the public internet via my public IP address of the router. But who needs to access this IP address? Everyone needs to enter a domain so they can access to websites easily. So let's open my Cloudflare account here and create a DNS record. I've added my domain to my Cloudflare account. You can see here ramtin.ir. So let's add a DNS record for this specific website. Add record, and the type will be A, the name will be, for example, resume, and the IPv4 is this one. And let's check this proxy status to on. Okay, so the HTTP error will be gone. As you can see here, the connection is not secure, but with Cloudflare proxy, this problem will be solved too. Okay, let's save this one, and now I can access to my resume via my domain. Let's open this one in a private window and enter resume.ramtin.ir, and as you can see, it is secured. Connection is secured by Cloudflare, and by this domain, everyone can access my resume, and every time I need to update this one, everyone can see my updated resume. Alright, there you have it. As you saw, we have successfully hosted a publicly accessible website secured with HTTPS using nothing but an Nginx container on our MikroTik router. Remember, this was a simple single-page resume, but with this same method, you can easily host multi-page websites and use complex CSS. And even with enough security considerations, you can host your business websites on your MikroTik. The MikroTik container package is incredibly powerful, and hosting websites is just one example. There are many other cool services and projects that you can run with them. If you're interested in seeing more projects or other containers on MikroTik, let me know in the comments. If this tutorial helped you, please give it a big like and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So thanks for watching. See you next time.